Hello and welcome back. This is Amanda, the Nerdy Crafter, and I am here today with my next Smash My Stash project. So I am working on the 2026 Paper Stash Smash Collab project, and January is free choice. I've decided to do unfinished objects. So I went through and I pulled out a bunch of card things that I had started and created but had not finished. So this is the month I'm going to get them done. This Smash is hosted by Debbie at Project 39 Mini Albums and Karolina at Karolina Crafts. This digital form here was created by Party Paper Papery, and I will list all of their information in the box below so you can follow along, hop through and see all of the amazing projects and inspiration you get from all of these amazing creators. I've been watching for, since 2022, I think is when I first started watching this, and have fallen in love with this. I did it for the first few months in 2022, and then, life happened. But I'm back into it, and today we're going to be working on another one of those projects that I have in my stash that we just need to smash. So, this is a project that we put together, again, at another retreat that I was at, and I have some extras here. There was leftover, so I was able to grab them. So, I have actually watercolored this one, and I've watercolored a few others. I've got two that are not complete. So, this one was watercolored. This one was watercolored, and this is regular paper. I do a dry technique of watercoloring, which is really easy, so you can watercolor on just regular paper also. I'm going to go ahead and use alcohol markers on the next few, just because for time. Actually, I might do one in alcohol and one in watercolor, so you can see both sides. So I'm going to pull in my Spectrum Noir Tri Blends. These are super simple when you just need a quick project, so you don't have to think about the colors. It has the light, medium, and dark in here, so it does the work for you. So this one is more of that bullet nib. I do like the brush nib a little bit better that comes in like the Copic markers, but that's okay. We use what we have, and this was just what I had, quick and easy. My Copics are kind of buried right now. So I'm going to use this instead. So I'm coming in first with my lightest color. And I like to leave a little bit of white. I am a watercolorist by nature, so with watercolor, you tend to leave a little bit of white on your projects. So I'm not your traditional alcohol marker color because of that. I'm going to bring in my second color. Some people go dark to light, some people go light to dark. Everybody's a little bit different. What I'm doing here is I'm going to go light. This is my medium color. I'm going to go back to my light. And just right at those edges, I'm going to blend them together. The reason why I do more of a flicking technique is that it's easier for the colors to blend together when I do that versus a straight line. And then come in with my darker color. And this one I'm kind of doing more like the veins. I'm going back to that light color, and I'm just going to flick the color out just a little bit. I don't want to over blend this dark color because I really want to see the texture and dimension in it, but I want to just add a little bit more blend, especially there at the end. So I'm going to follow this same process for all of the wings of this gorgeous butterfly. So just follow along. I will turn some music on and come back. And then I think I will watercolor the last one so you can see both techniques of watercoloring and alcohol marker. Okay, so this is what the project looks like if it is using alcohol markers. I have a little holographic paper here that will go behind. And that is what the project looks like with alcohol markers. Let me grab, I'm going to use my Distress inks for watercoloring. So give me a second to pull these out. And I may bring in my Tombow marker also for this. I'm going to use Kitsch Flamingo, Picked Raspberry, and then 725 in the Tombow marker. I'm just going to squish some of this, and this is the Kitsch Flamingo is super, super light. So I'm just squishing a little bit of that out on my mat. I'm going to grab my watercolor brush. I like to keep my water in one of my old pill containers because it's spill proof. And with this technique of watercoloring, I utilize the Art Impressions watercolor technique. So it's dip in the water, pinch it off so there's very, very little water on here, and then go ahead and pick up the ink or the color. I have to be very careful because this was, these lines were made with a watercolor based marker. So if I get too close to the lines, you'll see it'll bleed a little bit. So I'm just going right next to the lines. The darker colors in the collection will help cover up any oopses. Clean off the brush. Grab some more of my Kitsch Flamingo. And I just continue to repeat this process all the way around. There's very, very little water on my brush, which makes it easy for me to, just enough to pick up the color and apply it to the paper. You don't need anything else than that. I don't even need to add water in between colors because I don't mind if the darker color has a little bit of the lighter color on the brush too. And actually 90% of it is being distributed onto the paper and is not even left on the brush. Now I am having a little bit harder time moving the color. So it's getting a little more grainy when I try to put it down. So I grab a little bit more water. Clean the brush in between. I am picking up that lighter color again. It's always a good idea to take 2 seconds and clean up the project before you move on, because otherwise you end up with stuff everywhere. So